Wow, wow, wow. Okay, here we go. Okay, we have a whole new list of tasks. I forgot to turn on audio. Okay, 250 tech rot. That's not terrible. 250 tech rot, followed by Scaldra, melee. Abilities, easy. Tech rot with abilities, that's more precise. And then Scaldra with abilities. Okay, not terrible. I have to do Nightwave stuff. Blah. They want me to go back to the plains for stuff. I mean, I have to go there anyway. Okay, let me just get the steel path out of the way. What is it exactly? Steel path missions. Okay, well, it's easy. I can just, do excursions, provided, I queue with people. Provided I queue with people. There we go. Game audio is muted. There we go. That would have been annoying to do an entire stream of. The zero game audio, that would not have been nice. Hello, hello, hello.
Worthy foes. Underestimate them at your peril.
What in the world? Okay. There's an ad break coming in 3 minutes, even though I did an ad break already, but okay, game. Sure, game.
I'm still detecting a lot of infestation activity. Let's clear that.
One of them spawning
They were lured out by the death
a juggernaut. Oh, that's fine.
and it should go away or amp up the fight to draw it out.
Don't disturb the juggernaut. Oh no. Yeah, I don't know why Twitch does that. Sometimes I give resolution settings, sometimes I don't. Seriously? As soon as I start streaming,
There's a heavy unit approaching.
a pass goes live. That's great.
That did it. Here comes the juggernaut.
Sometimes I don't get resolution settings. Yes, and hotfixing bound, blah blah blah. Always when I'm streaming. Always a hotfix when I'm streaming.
Another successful mission. Find extraction.
It always goes live right when I'm streaming. Nothing in here. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. It's really a catch-22.
A valuable lesson.
It's annoying that you can't because it's so annoying. Do I even have resolution settings in my own stream? That's a question I need to answer. Do I have resolution settings in my own stream? No, I don't. I don't even have settings in my own stream. I don't even have settings in my own stream. Well, there's an ad.
Nora's got the goods for one lucky dreamer. It's time for Nora to say goodnight.
What are the red texts for today?
That was a juggernaut. They were lured out by the death of infested. Lay low, and it should go away or amp up the fight to draw it out. I still detected a lot of infestation activity. Let's clean it up. That was a close one.
Ad break over. Should be over. Should be.
The juggernaut. I think you made it angry. Good work.
Juggernauts aren't really scary anymore. You think they would be, but they're not. I mean, with worse gear they are, but... If you watch on mobile, you can change it to audio only. Are we the only ones here? No, we're the only ones here.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. For the tenor.
Oh, there's the Juggernaut. Okay, that's the Juggernaut right there. Okay. Just gonna... go over here. I need a dragon key. Okay, have fun.
You have broken their ranks and are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
These infested places are always so fun to go around. They honestly are. Okay.
As you conquer the foe, so you conquer yourself.
Uh,
Now, just in case some of you ain't doing all this out of the kindness of your
oh,
hearts,
hello. Hello, hello.
coming up next.
I have to restart for the hotfix, so I will be going to the BRB stream, but I am still here. I'll have some music on as it plays. Okay. Going okay. Waiting for the update to install. Well, the patch. As soon as I started streaming, the update went live within like 10 minutes. I got into like 2 games and then the update went live. Like, what is my luck? Okay, we are back.
I just want someone who dies when she's with me.
I have to do 3 more Steel Path missions. What to do? What to do? What to do? What to do? I have to do 3 more Steel Path missions. What's the least boring one? No way am I doing that without a squad. No way I'm doing that without a squad. I have to wait before I do Steel Path stuff. Okay. Let me find something else to do.
Always a pleasure.
That can be done.
That's all from me.
Inventory for credits, huh? What is something that has little to no value? Definitely none of this. Where's a mod that I could sell? Not keys. Some of those keys you can't use anymore. Resources. Technically, I could sell one of these because I already have a mech.
Hey, dreamer.
Well, that's done. What about the other stuff? Okay. Well, that's easy to do. It's just a bit of an annoyance. Nightmare missions. They're not hard to do. Alerts. Nightmare missions. How many does it want me to do? Is it 3 or is it 5? 5. Well, I wish I could do Nightmare Steel Path missions, but that's a little weird. And a little bit beyond my level. Oh, so is the game audio broken? No, it's just very quiet. Also, if you are still there, if you read the pinned, I am doing special things, and there's also a command if you see any funny moments to make a clip.
I'm detecting infested biosignatures all over the place. You know what to do.
I brought the most energy dependent frame in the game on a mission where energy is draining. That's not exactly smart. I didn't do a smart thing. Oh well. Fortunately, these enemies are not exactly steel path enemies, so it's fine.
Let's clean it up.
Actually, for this sake, it might just be useful to use my Akitor. Target all damage and they just get melted anyway, so...
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. That was a juggernaut. They were lured out by the death of infested. Lay low and it should go away or amp up the fight to draw it out.
Oh, a Juggernaut, that's one. Juggernauts used to be scary, but not at this low level.
Juggernaut, I think you made it angry. Good work.
At this level, the Juggernaut's not exactly a worrisome opponent. I jumped off the
Well
map.
done. Now get to extraction.
Okay, there we go.
Your job well executed.
Now, just in case some of you ain't doing all this out of the kindness of your hearts. Ta-ta, lovelies.
Well, no shield mode is a bit dangerous, but I have an impervious form, so
Stop us.
fine. 1300 health is a little low, but I'm fine. And these enemies just go down to one shot anyway. So there's that.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
I wish everyone else's kills counted for my eliminations. Oh look, another attack.
You have broken their ranks
And we're
they are on
done.
the run. Another successful
Just like
mission.
that.
Find extraction.
I am not fast enough for these people who are just blasting through the game with dolls and bold and whatever other frames that are just insanely fast. Varuna is another one of them.
For the Tenno.
But it does get my Nightwave mission done, so there's that. Is that... Come on, let me see. Is that 10 combo duration and 40% status chance? Meh. Could be worse.
Welcome. Coming up.
3 to go. Where's the other extermination one? There's another extermination here somewhere. There it is. These are nice and quick and easy to get done. Then it's gonna give me the re-rolls over from last week.
There is a large
Oh, it's that glitch is still there. That's hilarious.
no one standing.
Okay, that's something cool, I guess. Do we have a new player in here? No, we just have someone who has like nothing. Makes sense, they're a tryhard. Only tryhards shoot through the walls. Just gonna point that out there. I legitimately haven't seen a single enemy. They just disappear. I have 19 total kills, and one person has most of them. Yeah, that's about how these lobbies go. How am I back here? That's not... What? What? How are you always down?
There's a heavy unit approaching.
Oh, the electricity. That might explain it. That electricity might actually explain why they keep going down. I didn't get the thump. Oh, that's so annoying. You all messed up. You didn't kill everything.
Team is headed your way.
That's hilarious. Thump. How do you have a boom cannon yet you miss 4 enemies? Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 enemies with a boom cannon. That doesn't even make sense to me. There's someone glitched. There has to be someone glitched.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Where? I did not expect.
You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction. Another job well executed.
Well, since that took longer than usual,
Nora is all
I have
about
2 left.
Let's check what's next.
2 left, huh? What are the quickest ones? Rescues. Yeah, why not? Waiting for Steel Path to repopulate after the update. That's weird. What about... Wait, hold on. I need to see what bosses is. You. What about you? What did it say it was? Some Jackal. And what is it? Energy drain mode on Jackal sounds terrible. Capture's easy. This is probably the easiest thing I'm gonna do today. Probably at least. I don't know.
You are here to find our target and bring them to the extraction point. Happy hunting. You found a target. Capture them quickly before they escape. Heads up, a Grenadier assault team is headed your way.
Wow, that's very glitchy.
Excellent work. Interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is done here, Tenor.
Low gravity plus. Everything else is wild. Low gravity plus death detonation, I believe it is. And no armor. No, not armor, no shield. Let's ignore that happen. Let's just ignore that happen. Ice Storm. How have I not gotten this yet? That's wild. Like over 300 hours on this game. I've yet to see that once. Okay, I have one left, I believe.
Shall we?
One left.
That's all from me.
There's nothing that's quick left. Any other captures? Captures. Interception, assassination, survival, interception, defense, rescue, sabotage is quick. What's your concerns with these lower level sabotages?
We need to destroy the reactor. The reactor will have tight security. Watch out for enemy patrols.
Oh, that was so annoying.
Target found. Destroy it. That's it. Now get out of here.
Well, that was weird. I really want an Akitor ribbon. Oh, and a ribbon on this thing would go crazy. Like, this is my biggest area of damage a weapon. Provided I can get, you know, eliminations with it. XMS down.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenor.
Another shred. That's cool. That's a pretty good perk, depending on who you ask. One or the other. 13,500 for a Nightwave. Okay. And going up to tier 12. On the way to tier 13. I think it's tier 30 or 20 is the last tier. I think it's tier 30. Yeah, 30.
Keep being you, dreamer.
Where's my recovered one? Not recovered yet. Okay. I have to do all these. I have to do both of these recover one. 5 steel path incursions. Well, missions, but you know.
Let's
Steel
check
path
what's next.
missions. Steel path isn't hard. Especially if you have, you know, decent ones. Which I don't. How many do I need? How many do I have left?
Nora is all about incentivizing.
3. Rescue, disruption, and mobile. I am not doing a steel path hijack. You're crazy if you think I am. Mobile defense on steel path, on the other hand, is not terrible. It's a 155 though, which is kind of high, but I've seen like level 900s and 1300s, so it's not that crazy. Especially doing steel path circuit, now that was crazy. Going in there for like an entire hour. I think the highest I saw was like 1350 or 1400,
You may yet avoid it.
which is wild.
In your training.
Now that was wild. I don't remember what weapons I was using. It was mostly random.
in there and defend it. Okay.
Yeah, this is where it gets a little annoying. Ow, that's... I walked right into that. Okay then.
Nearly done. Keep defending, please.
Amber. Oh. Ooh, that's not that terrible actually. Yeah. No headshots. Terrible damage without headshot. With headshots on their hand, good damage.
This system's back online. Find us another.
With headshots, I do quite a bit of damage, I would say. Not one-shotting or anything, but... Oh! Red crits, huh? On something like this is wild. Also a meme because this thing does no damage at level 155s. It's almost useless. Almost. I need to get my Zeraman thing. My keys. Huh. Oh, one-shotting is so amazing when you have barrels. Just the fact that I'm one-shotting them with barrels is never not funny. I one-shot them with barrels. How is that not funny? Okay, time to hunt for void plumes.
System's clean. Great work. Keep moving.
Avoid angel spawn. That's not fun.
The angel is trying to retreat into the void so it can heal. Follow it and stop it. Now it'll stay.
You just brought an entire sector back to functionality. I'm proud of you. Take a well-earned break.
Break it down, body and soul.
Oh, it's Mania. That's cool. Where's Mania at? In there? Okay.
No Zarium accolade? Don't worry.
As you conquer the foe, so you conquer yourself.
Amp one, huh? Something. Oh. That's big. I might have 3 now to upgrade mine. To make my gun even better. Do I have enough to upgrade it? I do. Well, that's even more. That's 60% damage now. 60% damage. Probably wondering, why don't I use this? Because this is entire headshot build related. I have a headshot build. Do I need to explain?
What's on your mind, dreamers?
2 steel path missions to go.
Hi, lovelies.
I'm just doing incursions for the sanity's sake. Do I want to do disruption on Lua? Or do I just want to cheese it and just do basic Earth stuff? Or do I want to do basic stuff here? Because I could... Fine, I'll do this. Because this also helps me. I think my current build is built up to like
Make music
215 or so.
calls for a song.
They don't see me. They don't see me. Now they see me. Who was shooting at me? I was solo, and then someone joined. Two people joined actually, and there goes my solo incursion. Even though I was just fine solo. Endo's always nice to get. No, I'm not. There we go.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
They fought well. Good deaths all.
4,100. Well, 401. So,
Now, just in case some of you ain't doing all this out of the kindness of your hearts,
one left.
it's time for Nora to say goodbye.
Anything? Nope, nothing. Okay. Excavation, defense, spy, mobile defense. There's nothing but defense stuff. It's really nothing but defense in Steel Path. I swear. I have no clue who the Spectre is for Mercury. Am I just gonna get a one-shotted? Depending on who the Spectre is, maybe. Is that Rhino? It is Rhino. Okay. Well. Hey, Rhino. Bye, Rhino. Well. Yeah. that's yeah. Does that count as a mission? I actually don't know. Does that count as a Steel Path mission? That does. Okay.
Let's get back to it.
Cool. Mercury. Dude, that was just funny. I literally just they can't really react to barrels. I just spanned barrels and blew up the barrels. Oh. Like the first barrel didn't do any damage. I was like, oh no, am I gonna have to actually fight head on? No. I just had to wait.
Trust in your training.
Get some energy up. Get around 177 or so. And I'll be at full by the time I get to actual combat. Oh, you teleported in front of me. That's cool. Well, yeah. That's what happens when you teleport in front of me. You get blown up. Really? You couldn't just, you know, not do that? I hate slash damage. It's so unserious.
Transference still holding.
Oh, hi. Bye.
There's a heavy unit approaching.
You walk up to me and you lose half your health. When will they learn to not walk up to me? The AI has a death warrant. Ah, toxin damage. Yeah, I hated barrels when they were used against me. But finally not. Bye. Well, I don't know what you thought would happen. I can literally conjure up barrels. Oh, fuck. Which one's spawning? Where are they? There they are. I have no health and you're spawning in on me. That makes sense. You're spawning on me and I have no health. That's so logical. Well, fortunately, I can do this. Play by my rules. Or suffer. You go. This is how you deal with violence. Doesn't exactly work on the other ones, but it does work on violence. Now I can continue. Jeez. All that for 2 essence. I pre-click sometimes. It's not fun. Okay, where were we? Ah, yes.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Actual damage to enemies. Instead of having to cheese a boss because they just have so much health. And shielding and damage reduction and blah 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 blah. Again, you spawn on me, you die. While he might be the safest character to bring into Steel Path, or very nearly the safest. Because of that. Just insane amount of barrel damage we have on Folly. There's only 122 enemies here, but it's like, yeah, well, if people can spawn in, I'm not exactly offline. Not playing solo. Not playing solo. Okay, okay.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. That was a close one.
Ad breaks are so fun. Not that anyone's here to watch, but you know. I like to think that at least one person's watching, otherwise I'm doing this for nothing. Recover a little bit. There we go. Full stamina, full shield, full pitcher. I'm being shot at. Another one spawning. Glorious. Alright, come here. Come this way. Torment. Yeah, it's Torment. Of course it is. Okay. Come this way. Wrong way. Come this way. Come on, Torment. Oh, I got teleported. Torment is far less easy to hold down. But with a little bit of electricity, anything's possible. Even holding Torment in place for at least a short while. At least long enough I can actually get some damage off. Ow. Ah. I'm literally being just unable to move because of... Why is it lagging? Benny Death Cube. Okay, you can go. Torment is doing something. Something is the right word. Hello, spawn in. Oh, I'm out of energy. That's not good. That's also a misclick. Sort of. Yeah, this is about how I thought this would go. I'm out of ammo. That's not good. Jeez. That was annoying. However, universal ammo. How do I forgot how to get rid of waypoints. No, I hate waypoints. Forget it. I'll ignore it. Wait, is it? Annoying part is I'm almost done. I just have like a couple enemies I have to beat. They're all in here. Literally, they're all in here. Okay, that gives me a second to breathe.
You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
And I'm out of here.
Let's go on the offensive.
Ooh. One last Eximus to beat. $20 Eximus done. Okay, that took longer than it should have because of the because of the two spawning. Oh, that was annoying. Two of them spawned. That literally made it take like 10 minutes longer than it should have. But also, Steel Essence is so good. Another wave done. It's not the best thing ever, however, it is better than nothing.
In certain hands, extracts a
Okay.
kind of blood and pain.
These are two easy things to do. Conservationist and Earth Fisher. Those can be done pretty easily. Same for these. Same for all this stuff. And then I have credits to use for something. I don't know what. Maybe reactors, maybe Nitan. Nitan. Something. And we have this and this. But I don't use Excalibur besides Umbra, and even then I don't really use Umbra that much. Because Umbra's kind of, weird.
Those cubes, you know, dreamers, you know about the.
Didn't get far in that. I didn't play enough. However, this is good. This is cool. So I'm actually gonna go for that. I will get it. That's cool. That's weird. The Kubro stuff. The same stuff but for a Kubro. It looks a little weird on a Kubro, but on a Kavad it looks nice. I'm gonna take a break.
Episode A, Part 1. Yeah, that's how it's gonna be. So, today we've got a new challenge. Instead of just building a budget PC, we're gonna build a budget PC and then we're going to water cool it. We're gonna have a full budget of $500, $300 for our computer, and a maximum of $200 for the water cooling parts. But there's a twist. We cannot use any off-the-shelf PC water cooling gear. Nada.
So it'll be judged in 5 sections. 1, creativity. 2, effectiveness. 3, aesthetics. 4, acoustics. And then 5 is just overall.
We're gonna have a few ground rules as usual. So number 1 is it's tower only. We don't have to source a monitor and keyboard and mouse.
Number 2 is that there's no pre-work or in-between work. We weren't allowed doing research before the event, and we're not allowed doing research like after work or anything.
And number 3 is gonna get a bit of a curveball this time. Last time we said no help from friends, family, co-workers, social media contacts, whatever. This time we're going to allow it, but the panel of judges has been instructed that they are to deduct points from us depending on how much we take advantage of anyone other than our own wits.
And last isn't really rules, but we're just going to define what constitutes as a water cooling component. So there's cooling blocks, so your CPU water block or potentially GPU water block or whatever the heck else you decide to cool. Fittings, tubing, radiators, fans, pumps, reservoirs, or the coolant.
So that's it. Let's get started, shall we?
Yeah, Scrapyard Wars.
Scrapyard Wars!
The time is now
Do I get to count
2:30.
it first
Go.
Before we start?
All right, you can count it. I know mine's right. 12, 9, 13, 9, 8, 7, 12, 15, 20, 8, 13, 12, 17. We are just gonna charge on out of here as if we have some idea what's going on. Let's just wave by.
He's leaving. All right. I'm not gonna look at him. I'm gonna let him waste time by honking at me.
Are they ignoring us? It's okay, we'll get their attention.
They're gone. I think they're gone.
Bye. I kind of have a plan for this video. There is no performance judgment criteria. So it actually doesn't matter what PC that we decide to use. So instead of stressing out about building a great PC, I'm gonna go straight for water cooling parts, and I'm just gonna kind of water cool whatever PC I find. Something that's actually critical for me is the lifeline component. Unlike Luke, I am planning to use the lifeline. In fact, my strategy hinged on it so much that I was very, very afraid we weren't going to allow them. So Luke and I disagreed strongly about whether we should be allowed to have any kind of outside help. I said yes, he said no, and Nick was actually the one who saved my bacon here by settling it and saying, okay, it should be allowed, but the judges should factor it in because I have a neighbor who might be able to help me a little bit with this, even though I know that I'm giving Luke the ability to leverage his dad, who is crazy handy and has a lot of tools.
I want to find a computer really quick so I can figure out the whole layout for the socket so that I can try to start making blocks pretty much immediately. So I don't want to spend a ton of time looking for a computer. But I don't want it to be like garbage either.
I'm gonna go to probably an auto junkyard to find my radiator. I'm heading to the pet store now for my pump. I really don't have a plan in terms of the reservoir, but I'm hoping that that I can come up with some kind of a good idea as far as that's concerned. And then the blocks. The blocks are gonna be the challenge, and that's where my neighbor comes in. He has a CNC mill. So we are going to try to actually make a CPU block, like a decent CPU block, and a full cover GPU block. That is the plan right now. So let's get some trash talk going early, hey? You suck, lol. Yeah, take that, Luke.
What a dick. I'm not gonna play his silly little games. Tell him to be a man.
Okay, so we're looking at pumps, and these are all air pumps. Okay then. Okay, so unfortunately they're doing some reconfiguring of their inventory, and the only one they have is this one right here, which is like 80 bucks. But they suggested that maybe if we go to Canadian Tire, we can find something. I am interested in finding something that's submersible though, since one of the judgment categories is acoustics, and having a submersible pump will make my system very quiet. So that, yeah, won't help me for now though. I mean, really, we're not going about this the most efficient possible way right now, but frankly, I'm not that concerned. We've got 3 days to pretty much build and water cool a computer and not get run over. So, I don't know, maybe I should be more worried, but I think we got this.
Hi there, I saw your gaming tower ad on Craigslist. I was just wondering if you could give me a deal if I didn't take the monitor, keyboard, or mouse.
Yeah, I can let it go, I don't know, to...
200 bucks?
Two something? 200?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do 200.
Okay, can I come pick it up right now?
Yeah.
Cool, so he has a... It's a classic case, as you can see there. You guys, I'm gonna turn the monitor like that. Some of you guys remember that case maybe from a long time ago. It's not the greatest looking case, but it's a classic case. He does have a graphics card in it, but it's super boring. It's not the most interesting thing ever, but it'll work. And I got it for 200 bucks. So I have $100 to splurge on potentially an old graphics card that looks nice and potentially a better case. Because I saw some cases on there that were like 40 bucks and looks really nice.
I don't want to do something as ghetto as like a sawed-off milk jug, but yeah, I don't know what to use. Maybe like one of those big gulp drink containers on the top with like fittings coming down into the system or something.
Why not one of those little goldfish aquarium things that are like terrible that you shouldn't use?
Should I put a goldfish in my loop and a filter? We could store our goldfish in one of these. Seems harmless. Okay, so here's a submersible pump. $110. That would be literally over half of our budget. There's cheaper stuff here, but like the cheapest one, oh no, oh okay. Hold on a second. The cheapest one is $13, but if that's the kind of flow rate we're talking about, and only a 1-year warranty, but then 20 bucks gets us 75 gallons per hour. You know what? We should remember this. I'm not going to buy it now, but that actually may be a solution.
Whenever he's gonna do something that's like cheating or borderline cheating, he usually makes sure that there's very defined rules around it, so that he knows specifically how he can go around those rules. So I'm wondering if he's going to just try to find things that are essentially the same, but are not technically for water cooling. I might source another graphics card. I might source a new case, although this is a fairly classic case, so I might also stick with this guy. There's also a bit of metal, and I'm going to be modding it quite heavily, so there you go. Feel free to count. Okay, so this thing sucks, but there's a lot of metal, which I'm actually super down with. So getting a better graphics card at this point is going to be a little sketchy, because I was pretty sure in his ad, I could totally be wrong, but I was pretty sure in his ad, I'm gonna put this in the back, that he showed a 750 watt power supply. That might have been the other computer I was looking at. Oh well, I'll figure it out. Maybe no new graphics card, probably new case, because that one's actually fairly scratched up. So we're gonna go home and try to go to Princess Auto, because if I can get it block working for the CPU, and like that's gonna be the hardest thing. So if I can source some materials and start trying to make a block work at all, and I'll just make it for the CPU, then I'll know that I have the methodology down. Then I I should be able to do it again for the graphics card. So I'll just do one at once and then try to reproduce that instead of trying to deal with getting two of them working at the exact same time.
Okay, so the last real store I want to go to before I start calling places and browsing online is Home Depot, just because I think this is where I can probably find the tubing I need, and that's the one piece of the puzzle where I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to find it used. So I need to know how much that costs before I shop for everything else. So that whole strategy where you leave your car unlocked because there's nothing valuable in it anyway only works if you don't leave your like razor blade in your car. They're like not that crazy expensive. Like this could work. If I decide to bail on the reservoir outright, then I've got my T-line, so that's only $2.50 here at Home Depot. So it's time to do some napkin math. Let's figure out how much we know we're spending and then how much we have left to spend. So buying new, we need 20 here. We need about 10 here. Actually, we should call that 25 because of tax. Reservoir, you know what? I think I'm gonna lock into the T-line. So that gives us about $150 for radiator. So pump, we can get away with saving one by getting us, oh no, we can't have a submersible pump now because of the res. Ooh, we need to obtain a reservoir if we use a submersible pump. Shoot.
So Canadian Tire really didn't like us. We got threatened to be thrown in court, so all that footage is going to be thrown away. But basically, their actually super helpful auto parts guy got me a part number for their cheapest radiator, which is $108. So that's not that cheap, but could be workable in the budget. I know the pump that I'm looking for is also about $45, $50. So that's $150 out of my budget right there, and I would still need metal and fittings and a fish tank and tubing. So I probably can't afford all of that.
I didn't think the radiator was going to be hard. So I would be looking for something fairly inexpensive, and preferably with a fan already on it, but I'm not super picky about what exactly it is. See radiator core for $25? I'd be looking for a car radiator, but I don't really care which one it is. I'd just be looking for something relatively small, like... Do you guys have any salvage radiators that I could pick up?
Yeah, I got a bunch of them.
Oh, really? Wow, you're the first person with good news that I've talked to in the last hour. What would I be looking at for something like that? I don't have a huge budget for it.
$150 range kind of thing, but since you're not really fussy as to what radiator, I'm sure I can dig something out for $50.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. Copper pipe. Oh, here's some 20 bucks. Half inch gas pipe, new. Okay, let's call. Hi, I'm calling about the copper pipe, and I mean, is there anything wrong with it?
No, it's brand new.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. 30 to 50 feet. That could work. So here's where we're at. We've got two leads on PCs. The plan with the copper tube is that I'm basically just gonna like bend it up and jam it inside the case so that it can take advantage of any of the airflow that's already coming through the case to cool the CPU and hopefully the GPU. So there it is. There's our copper tubing. So in terms of bendability, it looks like I will be able to hand bend it. I don't know with what amount of precision. We have our first part. Again, I'm not too concerned about the PC. And we have one cooling component with leads on most of the rest. It was a good day today. Oh, I just realized I'm gonna have a mixed metal loop. I was planning to use a heater core or something, which is, a lot of them are made of aluminum. And then I was planning to make aluminum blocks. Now that I have the copper tubing, I'm gonna have to budget for some kind of corrosion inhibitor. The judges probably won't know that anyway.
Next time on Scrapyard Wars, Linus whips it out.
Oh my goodness, it's so long.
And Luke comes into a serious situation with the Dremel tool.
He always had 3 fingers, right?
yell over to Taryn to tell Brandon that I need him to get the camera ready so we can go. And that never happened. Brandon was never told. We're leaving now, it's about 12:30. Yeah, so we're late.
Okay, so my first hit for Aluminum Block Vancouver is from Hardware Canucks. One of the first, good old Sugar J, one of the first recommendations is Metal Mart. So Vancouver, in the suburb of Langley. Yeah, boy. We're practically sitting on one of their locations. Okay, awesome. All right, so here's what we're trying to do. We want to make a cooling block for a computer component. Bippity boop, there we go. Can you give me some idea of what we'd be looking at for like a block of aluminum, maybe yay thick, maybe yay big, or
like a price on it?
Yeah. Like what does that cost?
Well,
is that the like cheapo scrap bin?
but there's things like that.
Yep, that's the one I actually saw right when I walked in, and I thought that looks pretty appealing.
Yeah, okay.
I need it
Get a
today,
wider too.
and this is thick enough.
Yeah.
So, so like, do you just sell it by the length, or?
And sell you 5 inches or whatever you want.
So how much does it cost? I wasn't even able to pick that stupid thing up when I lifted it. And is there a particular grade or like alloy that it is?
Yeah,
or?
it's 6061 P6 alloy.
Uh-huh.
So,
That meant nothing to me.
it's machinable, weldable. It's like a structural type of aluminum.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty decent quality.
Pretty decent quality. What a sales pitch. I like this guy. I didn't even know shops like this existed. Just like, here's a ginormous metal rod.
So 5 inches would cost $6.61 after tax.
$6.61?
Yep.
Wow.
It's 1475 foot.
Not bad. Okay. And then you guys have a charge for cuts, right?
First cut on that is free. Every cut after is $1.
Okay. Hey, that's very reasonable. Okay, can I have a couple minutes with a napkin and a pen and kind of figure out what exactly I need?
Yep.
Fantastic, thank you. Okay, so a CPU block, there's a couple different ways we can go about this. We could go really small, like the older Nexos Alpha Cool blocks that were only about yay big. But what I worry about is we wouldn't be with the camera.
Linus is here.
They're here.
Wow.
I'm just gonna hide this diagram.
What's in there?
Nothing.
What's that?
See you later.
What is it? Not awkward at all. I wonder what we're both doing.
Well, I guess we're gonna get what we're getting and then get out of here. Pretty much it. Wow. All right. We'll be back later then, because I can't give away too much of my plan. You're leaving too? Oh, I see. All right, I'll see ya. Well, he's found a source for metal. We know this much.
So I saw online that you guys could do fabrication?
Not at this location.
Not this location?
Port Kells.
Port Kells, okay, that's fine. If if I showed them this, could they make me a plate with a little pod on it?
Probably, yeah. What kind of pod?
I was looking for a copper plate with holes through it so I could go through there, and then just any form of dome pod that would go over top of the CPU.
You have to ask them.
Yeah, okay.
It sounds like something they could do.
Yeah.
They're pretty talented up there, so.
So Port Kells, can you give me the address by any chance?
I think we just saw Brandon and Luke on the road, but it couldn't be. You know, no, we're not going to chase them. I think they're heading to Home Depot, though. That's okay. We've already been to Home Depot. Yeah. Well, I have. You haven't. All right. So they're making progress then. Oh, ball sack. This might be one of the ones I really liked. Oh, but I can't get it till after 5. Which one is this? Never been overclocked, a blebbity blip. 150. You know what? You know what? This is in a Sonata 3 case. It's by the time we put a graphics card in it, oh, we could afford a better graphics card though than the one we're about to go see.
We're just gonna go see it. So.
Yeah, we're gonna go see it. And you know what though, barring anything unforeseen, I'm just gonna grab it, I think. Oh, we're getting pulled over.
So I know you're touching your phone, which you can't do while you drive.
Yes, sir. Super duper don't know. Here for a Craigslist computer pickup. So, this is it, you say? This is an X58 based system. I did not see that one coming. This is what we're going to be dealing with. This card shouldn't be a problem. Although it's a really good thing that we didn't go and pick out a chunk of aluminum for our CPU cooler based on an LGA 775 socket size, because this is using LGA 1366. Does it have a front fan in it or not? It does not. We are not going to have a lot of airflow. So I'm going to have to get really creative about how I jam all of this in there to even have any chance of cooling this thing. Okay, well there you go. That's pretty much all of our PC budget right there. The rest we have is cooling budget. You might want to count it. Yep. That is one rancid front filter. Oh. Whoa! Ready? I'm gonna do it. Don't be downwind.
Which way is downwind?
That way. Oh, it's going back to the computer. No, get away from my car. Oh, look at that, it's a feather. There's a feather.
Yeah. Yeah. If I just got a small amount of metal from you guys in a sheet that I could put on, could I just essentially epoxy a cap on there? Would that be fine? The cost of fabrication was high, although that totally makes sense. That's what they do here. So getting it welded is probably not an option right now. That would be super cool if I was doing this on my own and had more than a $200 budget, but I don't. So I'm gonna fall back to the JB Weld solution. So this probably sounds terrible because it looks like they're cutting my sheet probably right there actually. So I'm getting a copper sheet, little blocks of copper. It's super cheap just to cut it, so that's pretty nice. And then I'm gonna have to kind of cut it to size my own, drill the holes myself, and then I'm gonna hopefully find a copper or aluminum cap of some sort at Home Depot or something. So I just got in total the copper plate for about $6, only because he had to sell it to me at a minimum quantity. I didn't know that until he was tilling me out, so I probably should have just got more just in case, but I didn't, so oh well. I'll figure it out. If I need more, it's not that big of a deal. It wasn't that expensive. And I'm sure if I go back there, I can be like, here's the invoice. You charged me for half a pound. I only got like 0.125 of a pound. Can you just give me some more? And it might be fine. The cap costs about $2.75, copper cap. It's gross. I'm gonna have to clean that up, but that's no problem. I'm not worried about reservoir. I'm gonna pretty much ignore reservoir as of right now, because I can just do the fallback of like going to Safeway and buying a $1 2-liter bottle of pop, and just like pouring the pop out, cleaning it up, and then using that as a reservoir. But pump and radiator is going to be a pretty serious problem. Radiator is going to be expensive and large. So there's the idea of just buying a car radiator, and there's also the idea of doing the copper coil thing, but I'd kind of rather not. But I'm going to buy a copper coil right now so that I can cut it up and use parts of it. So I guess we'll see what happens from that. So I got my copper tubing that I was looking for. This should be small enough to fit into that cap that I was talking about. And it's actually fairly flexible, so I got a fair amount of it because it's not too expensive. And I'm gonna try to just use it as all my tubing. because that would actually be kind of nice, because if I can just JB weld this into my blocks and whatnot, then I can save money on fittings, which would be pretty sick. But kind of funny story, while I was in there, I wanted to ask if Brandon could come in and film, and there was no one for me to ask. I couldn't find any employees anywhere, which is fine. It's more of a self-serve store, and we're in Princess Auto, by the way. So I get up to the teller and I go to buy my whole big roll of copper tubing, and she's like, "Oh, did you get it cut?" I'm like, "Oh, no, I just wanted to get all of it." And she's like, "Oh, you should get it cut." So I go back to get it cut. Some guy's trying to steal a whole bunch of stuff from the store. He has his pockets completely full with like products literally coming out of it. And they're like, "You have to pay for that, you have to pay for that." So he freaks out and just starts throwing products down the aisles while leaving the store, and just hucks everything all over the place, and then gets pissed off and leaves the store. And then I get my thing cut, and there's like a billion employees, and I could have easily asked for Brandon to come in and film, but I was finally done. So, let's go.
$50. So what I saved on my radiator, I may have actually just had to spend on coolant. But I have my pump, I have my coolant, I have my reservoir, I have my rad, and we're gonna go pick up the raw materials for our blocks now. I just wanna do a quick sanity check to make sure that my pump fits inside my reservoir before we leave here. Oh, that's really close. Uh-oh. Oh, that's quite restrictive at the inlet, isn't it? Oh, not too bad, actually. Oh, okay, hold on. Hold on, just a gosh darn moment here. These really are the world's worst suction cups, though. We might get away with that. This thing isn't gonna seal anymore, though, that's for darn sure. I guess I didn't really think of that. Okay. So, we're back at Metal Mart. Let's go ahead and have a close look at exactly what we need for metal for our blocks. No, that's fine. Don't get the door for me or anything. Just hold that camera.
How many times did we lose to that guy? Actually, I don't know who talked.
You gotta pay for that kind of information.
I have a very fixed budget. That's part of the competition.
He wanted some copper thing made. We sent him up to the other shop.
Ah, I know what he
A
wants.
copper plate,
I know what he
size,
wants.
with holes in it and with dome.
I know what he wants. That's
I think
okay.
it's a dome or something.
I have a better plan than him anyway. Pro Trolls, man. Pro Trolls.
We'll do it all day.
Looks like, man, this is, I wish I had my calipers. He's got digital calipers.
Nice.
You're the man. Okay, so center to center, and then zero that bad boy again. Ah,
What did you do?
Slice my hand.
Wanna see
Wow, that's surprisingly deep for not drawing blood. Oh, there's a little bit. Yeah, these are sharp, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. Here's our order. We need 8 pieces. I'm basically just buying 2 of each to give us a buffer to screw up. Okay, so our metal's costing us $38.37. I asked for a lot more cuts than I had gotten my original quote on, so this is definitely more than I had necessarily wanted to spend on it. But I think $40 for 2 water blocks I can find a way to live with. So that means we have left in our budget for fittings, any miscellaneous stuff. We've got $85. Not bad. Not bad. I think we're still okay. So here, let's have a look at the goods here. So these 2 are going to be those, that's going to be that heatsink for the GPU VRM. These bad boys here are going to be my tops for my CPU blocks, which are here. Yeah. And then our GPU blocks, this is heavy though. We're going to have to take a lot of material out of this just for weight. So we've got 2 of those as well. So we have 2 of everything so that we don't have to leave the CNC tomorrow. Oh, was the $2 the change?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
My good sir.
Happy to help.
And I really hope this works. I have no backup plan.
Next time on Scrapyard Wars, the mayor of Quahog does the outro. Linus climbs a 40-foot tree. No, really, he actually climbs a tree. So stay tuned.
On this all depends. So let's keep it safe. So nice guys at the Metal Mart. They actually looked us up in between the first time we were there and the second time. And they said to us, you guys aren't just some 2-bit guy in a camera. You guys have got a lot of subscribers on that there YouTube. And they actually offered us a discount on the metal, but because I'm an honest competitor who never cheats, I didn't accept it. And but we're gonna mention the Metal Mart anyway, just because they seem to be pretty good guys. They let us film in the store. They have lots of metal. It's everything I know about them. So this is interesting. Luke's back, and he's parked in an unusual place. I think he might be leaving some space to work in the garage. So I wonder what he's up to back there. So I was I was yelling, I was saying, so I guess you guys are probably in the garage, but I think that's my answer. Doesn't say anything about my camera person staying out and showing me the footage later.
I think my decision making here is going to come down to measure never, cut a whole bunch of times. Which I guess falls under the do as we say, not as we do mentality, because I would always say measure twice, cut once. But I'm not going to go as bad as Linus and like counterweight this motherboard with the Titan X.